Spy, oh my god man, you're playing medic, why aren't you reviving? Oh look, another medic playing for kills instead of helping his team. Wow dude, another medic just using the ZK to get a high amount of kills on the scoreboard. These are just a few of the common statements said in game, in YouTube comments as well as streamers chats while they are live streaming the game. I'm here today to explain the medic class, ways to play it, and ways to actually be an effective teammate as a medic so you don't have to respond to these comments ever again. This is Spy's guide to the medic class. Before I get started with this video, I want to state that this guide is directed towards Battlefield 5 and includes mechanics from this game. But if you are looking to improve as a player overall, there are many things you can take away from this that apply to general first person shooter games or any Battlefield for that matter. I do stream over on Twitch most days of the week, preparing for the upcoming release of the next title, so if you're a fan of that content, a follow over there would be much appreciated. In my opinion, I see the medic class being the most useful and probably even the most iconic class across the whole of the Battlefield franchise. The only class competing for this title would be Engineer, as previous Battlefield titles are more on the vehicle heavy side. The medic class usually consists of defibs and a med pack or med crate, but with Battlefield 5 the ability to revive is built into the class itself and does not require the defibs. Here you can choose to take the med pack or the med crate. This is personal preference honestly, but I take the packs so I can pick who I give health to and force heal my team. This helps the team out as your teammates don't have to spend the time searching for the crate to get meds. Then you have the smoke launcher or AP mines. Without a doubt, the smoke launcher is the play. The importance of having smoke and the outplay they can create is insane. Compare this to the AP mines, which are only going to give you a couple kills at most. The launcher is worth it, and I'll get into that a little bit later. Now, the grenades. Here you have a wide selection, but the smoke grenades are your best choice. But Spy, you just said to take the smoke launcher. Why would I want to use smoke grenades as well? I'm glad you asked, because it's very important. Smoke grenades are a very crucial part of Battlefield 5, so when you're playing a class like Medic or Recon, it is best to make the most of them as there are only two classes that are able to have these equipped. These go hand in hand with the launcher, so I'll explain how to make the most of them specifically on Medic. As medics are restricted to submachine guns only, you want to be able to create as much cover as possible to close the distance on enemies, or create cover to be able to safely revive teammates. The more smokes, the more chances you have to create opportunities to revive and make cover for yourself and team. In an extreme situation, being able to hold up to 5 smokes, 3 in the launcher and 2 grenades is super powerful. Say a friendly goes down and a few enemies are pushing, 5 smokes allows you to smoke the body and up to 4 other angles. This isn't always the case, and most times you will need to only cover 1 to 2 angles, but this is just to show how strong having smoke is. You secure the revive, and you also give yourself cover to plan your next move. After a play like this, you would be looking for an ammo crate to resupply those smokes also. You may also choose to use the smokes offensively to make an impactful play for your team. An example of this would be to smoke ahead of you, creating cover that allows you to move into a position to flank. You can then use this flank to kill players on the opposing team that are making it hard for your team to advance in the match. This is the playstyle I like to adopt, as you are not only able to keep yourself alive on a flank with infinite medkits, but I feel you have the most impact on a match by making space for your teammates to capture flags and move around the map. Other classes, this is harder to do because you only have 1 med pack and you do not have the smokes, but these other classes can be useful on the larger, more vehicle heavy maps. I'll now move on to gun selection. Choosing a gun doesn't matter too much, as they are all pretty much short range, high RPM guns. You can basically get away with using whatever you prefer, but obviously there are some stronger guns that will make your life much easier. The go-to picks are the ZK, Suomi, Grease Gun, unfortunately the 2A, and if you want to play something more passive and mid to long range, you can also take the Jungle Carbine. These are the top picks, and even though I don't agree with using the Suomi or 2A, it doesn't disregard the fact that they are a part of the top weapons in the class. I do think that the ZK is the best in slot here, not only because it has a high rate of fire, but you are able to take the light and stock specialization, which increases your ADS walking speed by 60%. Definitely a perk you should be looking out for in any of the weapons you use regardless of class. All medic weapons have very good hip fire, and in most close quarters fights, I would recommend to use this as you don't need to waste time to aim down the sight. Most guns on medic usually have a hip fire spec too, so if you're into that type of playstyle, feel free to take those specs. As I mentioned before, you are running an SMG, so you need to be careful of your engagement range when fighting enemies. Be smart about your rotations, using close range alleys and smaller sections of the map to move so you are less likely to be caught out by SARs and snipers. Lastly, I want to speak about reviving. Use your smokes! Way too often do I see medics just jump on the teammates' bodies and just die to somebody watching the angle or body. The goal here is to either kill the player or players that are in close proximity, or just smoke the body and res. The smart play here is to make sure it's safe. My only exception is if it's a really good teammate and the timer on the revive is very low, then you might have to risk it. Reviving in general is just so situational that sometimes it's just not possible. No point in throwing away multiple lives without getting anyone up or trading a kill off and losing the position for your team. It's just worthless. I did forget to mention that in the combat role tab you can choose between field medic and combat medic. Field medic is just superior as you can ping the bodies of downed team members and gain movement speed for a short amount of time. Like the smokes, you can use this speed defensively to leave a situation or aggressively to outplay and catch people off guard. To conclude here, I just want to say that I think medic is actually the best class to play in Battlefield 5 for the most part. Medic's only real downfall is that it becomes super hard to play on the larger maps. Some larger maps just have too many vehicles and too much open space that medic isn't viable there. Anything small to medium with close quarter angles and areas is where medic shines, and with the right amount of knowledge and time, this class can be used to dominate any match. That wraps up a fair outline of medic, some things to work on and ways to change up your class. If you have watched to the end, it really does mean a lot, as I never really saw myself doing these types of informative videos. I really enjoy making them, and having the chance of helping a few people learn a thing or two makes me super happy to put this content out. Anyways, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. No, give me the headshots, dude. Ah.